Alan here with you, and welcome to the premiere of our brand new show, the Mondo Nostalgia Happy Hour. And you know it's a new show because I almost screwed it up. And I'm going to have a little sip here. This is our pilot episode, or if it really sucks, this is our one off show, the Mondo Nostalgia Happy Hour. And I'm here with Corda.
Hi.
There she is. How are you today?
Good. How about you?
I'm good.
Good.
Now, I won't explain this show too much because basically we're just going to talk about as much as we can in an hour. Stuff that makes us happy or giddy, or I just feel opinionated to talk about. Most of it will revolve around pop culture, things going on in the world that I think are interesting, old and new, and just whatever comes to mind. As you can see, I have my drink, so why don't you hang with us? This is kind of like hanging with a couple of friends. So grab yourself a beverage or some snacks. I have chosen chocolate milk. Now I've tried to cut back a little on chocolate milk, and when I have a glass, it's usually in a small cup. But I decided to go totally retro glass here.
Nice.
This is probably older than me and Mike, but I love it and it's great. And yeah, I thought I'd need some chocolate milk. Because come on, this is a party, or
Sure.
as much as one as we're hoping it will be. And at any point, if I have a chocolate mustache, please stop me because I try not to actually drink milk, but I thought it was more fun than my regular water with lemon.
True.
Woo! At least for the premiere, I'll get a
Yeah.
sugar rush with anything.
Yeah.
So let's start with our first topic, and I've gone with something we can all relate to, and it's something that always puts a smile on our face. They've extended our quarantine for another couple of weeks.
Jeez.
Yes, yeah, I know you clicked on this to avoid talking about
Of
it,
course.
but I decided it's really the main topic, and I'm not going to go into it. If you want a serious look at what's going on, I just wanted to reflect on what that means to me. And, I'm at the point when they keep extending it, it doesn't even faze me anymore. I just, yeah, it drives me crazy, but it doesn't bother me anymore. It's just, as far as I'm concerned, they'll probably extend it past June 2nd. And I'm ready for it because they keep talking about they want July and August to be ready to open things up. Well, if we're going to do that with the numbers, we're going to have to bring it down.
Oh
But
yeah.
what I wanted to talk about, and I don't know if this is too happy, but I think it's sort of positive and weird, but I had to get it out there. So let me get my soapbox stuff. Now, when the pandemic started, one of the things I really enjoyed about it was we I remember going to essential stores and people and you'd say goodbye by not only just saying thanks, but you'd say stay safe.
Yes.
And then I noticed that people on the street would say stay safe, or the odd person when I was back at work for a little while would stay safe. And I thought it was quite nice. It was like the hug we couldn't give people anymore. We were actually concerned for people.
Mhm.
But I noticed that since we're in our third lockdown, there's kind of a new thing that people say to me. And I think it's a weird thing because I think it still comes from a place of concern. But
Okay.
there's a side of me that also thinks that it also is just being nosy and trying to find something out. I
Okay.
get a lot of people. So, did you get your shot?
Oh yes.
Are you getting your shot soon? Did you get it yet? Do you got your first? You know,
Yeah.
and I know it comes from concern, but I also think it's people trying to find out if you're an anti-vaxxer or not.
Maybe.
Now, I'm not afraid to hide things. I do plan to get a shot. I'm on a wait list right now,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping it comes through any day. It's been a little bit, so I'm almost at the point of starting to look for other things. And I'm
Mhm.
hoping any day I'll get that email saying, "Hey, here's your appointment date." But I honestly think that that's a little personal to ask, because
It is.
I know it's coming out of a place of love, hoping everybody gets vaccinated, but I think people are still just trying to find out, are you an anti-vaxxer or not? And I think that's personal.
Yeah.
Like, I know you have a right to know, but it's like going up and saying, hey, did you have sex with your husband last night? Or, you know, did your man make you orgasm last night? Like, to me, it's personal. It's like, you don't just go up and say, what's your religious conviction? Like, okay, there are some people that do, but that's all I have to say on the matter. is let's get back to PC. That's what I'm saying. Because the whole I got shot. And anyhow, that means we get to binge watch more, make more tons amounts of banana bread, do hobbies of stuff we possibly don't need more of, and stay positive and do what we can. And that's why we put together a show that's just happy, happy, happy. Anyhow, speaking of binge watching, Corda and I started binge watching a show that I definitely want to talk about because I'm kind of inspired by that show with this because it's such a fun and happy show, even though it can be catty at times.
Oh yeah.
And I honestly feel more gay than I ever have been in my life. Anybody who knows me knows that I am very, I don't feel like I'm accepted in the gay community. Or I've tried to be more gay, I've tried to be less gay. Mike would be here, more gay. Um, but I honestly have, but it never seems to work. So I just basically try to be my best. But I'm finally watching a show that's been around probably for like probably close to a decade. And
Over a decade,
I
yeah.
haven't avoided it. It's just I just never had the channel. And I'm talking about RuPaul's Drag Race. And Heather and I
Yeah.
have watched this. And we have watched 4 seasons. And I actually really like it. I've always liked RuPaul, and I really love it. It's a fun show. I'm actually surprised how much I enjoy the fashions,
Yeah.
but it's fun. It's catty. It's ridiculous, and it's very positive. RuPaul says great stuff like "Don't fuck it up," and if you can't love yourself, who the hell are you going to love, or something like that. Okay, after 4 seasons, I should have got that better.
You really should have, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Anyhow, but I really like the show, and I feel like I'm gay now. I can actually talk about it. And if you're
Congratulations.
one, yeah, and Court has always been gay.
Oh yeah.
She's great, but she comes off very gay sometimes, and been like you know um a closet supporter for a long time of
Oh
being
yeah.
naked. So he's never had any problems with this. But for me, I feel like an awakening. And you're probably wondering, why did you guys watch season one, two, three, and seven? Okay, I'm guilty. I heard Olivia Newton John was on season seven, and I had to skip over and get to it. And I'm glad I did. She was only on one episode, but it wasn't just that. People had to lip sync for their life.
Yes.
The twist of fate, and that just made my day. That
Oh, it was
episode show.
fantastic.
So, if you want to comment on me, please don't try to give away any of the other ones because Heather and I are going to try to get through it.
Yes.
What's your favorite thing about RuPaul's Drag Race?
I don't know. I just the fashions are incredible. Um, the people are so talented. Like all the different talents that they've got, sewing and acting and singing and everything. It's just really a well-rounded show.
Yeah, I've always liked RuPaul, but what surprises me is how much she seems to know about psychology.
Yes.
And like she uses a lot of it in the show.
Yes.
And yeah, I have never been more attracted to so many gay men and not like them as a person on top of it. Um, yeah, maybe this is why I'm not accepted in the gay thing because I speak openly like that. But honestly, no, I'm touched by a lot of their backstories and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and I can relate to a lot of them. But yeah, it is really a fun show, and if you've never seen it, and it's easy. I like easy
Oh yeah.
sometimes. Sometimes you don't want to put on a Chris Nolan film and try to figure it out, or like a murder mystery or something.
Every
And this
episode
is,
is completely different, but enough of it's the same that you know what to expect in
yeah,
general.
yeah.
It's
And
great.
we've just gotten through season three where we had nobody we were voting for, but we still enjoyed it because there was still lots of good in it. And I love how narcissistic RuPaul is too. I love her because I can relate to that in so many ways. And you know what? I'm probably going to lose gay points for this, but I'm still the only gay man who's still not impressed by shoes. I see the runway fashions and I'm just like, oh, I need a shirt in that fabric and stuff. Shoes never impressed me. So I think this could be the main problem of everything, if that makes any any mistake, reason at all. So there's not a lot going on in pop culture. There's a few things. I guess one of the big things is Venom 2 trailer came out. I don't know if you got a chance to see it.
I didn't watch the trailer, no.
Yeah, and I watched it, and then after I watched it, I thought, wow, this looks pretty good. And then the second thing I came up with was, wow, I still haven't seen the first movie.
Haven't you?
No, I own
Oh,
it.
that?
I
Oh,
actually
what?
own it, and I actually do not I haven't seen it yet. And I actually didn't I
Hey.
forgot that I hadn't seen it. And then when Mike watched it, he goes, "Oh, I think there might have been mild spoilers because we haven't watched it yet." We
Oh.
keep saying we want to watch it, and I think I might enjoy this one because I heard a lot of people were mixed about it, but some people said it felt more like a 90s superhero movie
I
than more
honestly
like
love it. I loved it way more than I thought I would.
nice. Well, I'm gonna have to put this on.
Yeah.
Mike and I have talked about it, and then we always wind up putting on like some old Lucy episodes or something, or talk ourselves into something else. Getting Mike to watch a movie can be very difficult sometimes, but we always get sidetracked by
Well, now we know what we're doing this weekend. I'll bring the popcorn.
something. Yeah, I'll have to see it because I actually thought it looked really good, and I love Tom Hardy, and I think this would be a lot of fun to watch. And the trailer looks really good,
Cool.
and I'm gonna rewatch the trailer after I've seen the movie, and we'll see how it goes. And so, if you haven't seen that, you can check that out. Shameless plug on Mondo Nostalgia, our Facebook page,
Mhm.
or you can check it, of course, on YouTube and stuff like that. And so, yeah, check it out for sure. Now, like many people, I am having a difficulty with many things, not being able to hug and not being able to stop. Um, Here in Ontario, Canada, we're allowed to go to essential shopping and we can do curbside pickup and stuff, but I'm just learning about that stuff. I like actually going into a store and looking around.
Yeah.
But in this third lockdown, they've closed all the stuff that isn't essential. So you can't buy clothes unless it's like work clothes or like stuff for hospitals and stuff. So I can't go look at a movie and toys, which that's really killer to me. So I've actually treated myself and shopped on Amazon, and now I've actually helped a couple of Big B Comics and stuff. Little shout out there and stuff. And I always still support the Playhouse on their popcorn pickup. But buying toys is something I love. So every couple of weeks now, I treat myself, and I've already saved some great money not shopping. So that should make me happy. But I like little toys around the house. I'm the shopper in the family, and I wanted to share one of the toys I just got in, and I love this thing. I admit I probably paid way too much for it, but I love it, and I regret nothing. I regret absolutely nothing. Do not judge me. But any of you who are a Phantom of the Paradise fan, the movie, knows that it's very hard to find anything having to do with Phantom of the Paradise, like merchandise.
Yeah.
And I've been eyeballing this for many years, and I thought since I'm really not shopping every week, I found it for a good price. I'm not going to tell you because you're already judging. I can tell. I can tell by the way you're looking at me. Not Heather. She's
No,
very
I know.
supportive of this.
Oh yeah.
And I just wanted to share my new action figure that came in from Japan, which is weird because I noticed on the foot it said that it was made in China. But it
Oh.
came in all the way, and I've been waiting 2 months, and it came in last night. Yes, here he is, the Phantom, Mr. Winslow Leach. Um, if you know who this is and what movie he's from, you're my best friend. If you don't, you need to go find a movie because Phantom of the Paradise is an incredible movie from 1974. Just go on my Mondo Nostalgia page and you'll see me promoting it all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Paul Williams and stuff. Anyhow, this is my Phantom figure, and he is just beautiful. I'm so excited. Look at that face. Who could not love that? And look, it even it pops up. Oh, and we get the disfigured look. Yes, look
And
at
he looks
that.
so happy.
He is still happy. I don't know why. He looks very happy.
Yeah, I like
Phoenix.
it.
Phoenix. Anyhow, and you can pop off the little cape. Oh, and there he is. This is for evening. And this is marketing. So I love this, and I want to share toys with you. And
Yeah,
if I can't show toys during the happy hour, when can I?
that's
So
right.
there you have it. If you do like it and you want to know where I got it from and how much price I paid, special message me. Special message me, and I'll contact you. I want to make sure all Phantom of the Paradise fans have this in their home. Anyhow, I love it. I feel like I just got a major award. And I'd
That's
like to
great.
thank the cult community for this award. Anyhow, there you go. Winslow Leach, the Phantom. Oh, makes me happy just talking about it. Is that wrong?
No, it's awesome.
Ah, there's nothing happier. We've already talked about the quarantine. So now let's talk about some celebrity deaths. Because nothing says happy hour. I better drink some chocolate milk so I can make
Yeah.
this.
Oh, well.
Unfortunately, when we talk Mondo Nostalgia, I do like to post about celebrities that have passed. I don't do it to be morbid. I do it because some of these people may have touched your lives, and maybe you don't hear about it. And we try to post about not only big celebrities but lesser known celebrities too. And we lost a couple people, but the two I want to talk about this week are Tawny Katane, who was a an actress who she starred in a couple of films. The one I know most is the Tom Hanks classic film Bachelor Party.
Okay.
And yes, okay, it's one of his early films, but I still consider it one of his best. You can talk about Forrest Gump all you want. I want to watch Bachelor Party. And we also and she was also famous for doing. It's sad for all the movies she did make, and she didn't make a lot, but she's probably more well known for being that woman that hangs out the side of the car in the White Snake video.
Oh.
Um, I forgot what it's called. Here I Go Again, I believe it is.
Oh.
Here I go again on my own.
I
Copyright hit.
probably know it if I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's famous for that. She became famous for that, and actually her career was boosted because of that. And she's been in other videos just to promote the fact that she was in that. Anyhow, she passed away, and we also lost Lloyd Price, who is a musician who gave us some really great songs. The ones I know are Personality. He also gave us Stagger Lee, and Are You You're Gonna Get Married
Oh.
is the other one I know. He gave us lots of other ones, but those were the three big ones that I remember. And if you don't know him, you should definitely check out his music. Now, what I do want to say on this topic is that, with all due respect to Tawny Katane, who is kind of like a B grade sex kitten, and I'm not trying to put that down in any way, because I like C grade sex kittens. Hell, I'll take an F grade one if they have any kind of shades of personality that you could find. But what I was surprised at is that more people seem to talk about the passing of Tawny Katane. Now, maybe it was because she was a little younger,
Maybe.
but I feel that more people not only talked about it, but I bet you more people went and watched that White Snake video than all the people who went and listened to like the whole library of songs that Lloyd Price offered us.
Probably.
And this is what's wrong with the world. I'm not saying you can't feel bad about Tawny Katane.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying that because, I had memories about her too and was like, oh, that's sad when I saw it. But I know Lloyd Price isn't up there with like the greats like, Little Richard or Chubby Checker, but this man is a part of music history and he did give us a very small little library of great stuff. And I just think that after this show and you're looking for some good 50s music, go check out some Lloyd Price. And, I'm not going to be mad at you if you happen to check out the White Snake video. Maybe you didn't hear Tony Katane died. But I just think that it's, you can be famous for one thing, hanging out of a window of a car, and then have this musical career that you actually worked on. But anyhow, it's a sad loss for both. And so it's very sad for the passings of Tawny Katane and Lloyd Price. I can't even remember his name. I'm talking about I'm talking about respecting this man, and I'm having trouble remembering his name. So, cheers to both of you. How's it going so far? I've already used up all my topics. No, I'm not. I'm just,
The happy half hour.
yeah, we'll get to talking about some other stuff too, for sure. I just want to remind you that for those of you who don't know what Mondo Nostalgia is, shame on you. It is Corda and I run a YouTube page and a Facebook page, and I like to promote them together, and that's probably why we don't get a lot of subscribers and stuff. It sounds like my heartfelt plea. I feel like I'm on Jerry Lewis, doing my telethon, like do it for the kids. But no, maybe that's why I don't, because I know you're supposed to promote on Instagram and Twitter, and we're on all that. But I'm very embarrassed if you're going over there after this because
Don't do that.
we
Yeah.
forget to work on it. And maybe if we did better, we would. But I like to promote Facebook because we still get a lot of hits and stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. So, you know, I like to promote that. And so it's fun. And I post new things every day, and it could be everything from a video. I post recipes. I post everything that we do for Mono Nostalgia gets posted on Facebook. We
Yep.
also have links to our dance parties and stuff, which I'll talk about later in our shameless plugs, although I think it's coming a little earlier because I'm talking about all this stuff. But I am going to talk about a topic in a minute that is basically has to do with this kind of. So yeah, so if you check out the YouTube page, why don't you go and like the Facebook page, and if you just know us from the Facebook page, why don't you check out what we got going on the YouTube channel? And I'll save more shameless plugs for the end, where we're going to do a segment telling you what's coming up on Mondo Nostalgia. But what I love about the Facebook page is sometimes I watch a lot of YouTube, and I find stuff that I find endearing. I really love this page called Recollection Road. We just found it. Mike and I watch it and find it very relaxing. It's basically lots of pictures, and it tells you the history, and it's just relaxing music, and it literally you're going, oh, even when the stories pretty much all ended, and then they went bankrupt and we never saw them again. By the end, you're still going, oh. And recently, I thought I'm going to start posting some of these on my Facebook page because honestly, I'm going to pat myself on the shoulder here a bit. This is what I love most about Mondo Nostalgia is I still give shout outs to pages that get thousands of viewers. I'm lucky when I get 15, and I love every 15. But
Yes.
I am not as so insecure that I still won't promote the people that other people are watching that isn't me.
Yeah.
And I love you if you're watching this and made it halfway through this already. So I'm going to give a shout out to Recollection Road. Now, I have recently posted stuff on the Photomat. Remember those little booths, Heather, that you could do your. No?
No.
Okay,
I know that there were some, but I've never
right.
remembered.
Right, and they were little booths that you could actually get your photos processed in, and you drive up to it, and you give it to the window, and then you come back in a couple days and you get the envelope back. And they're these
Oh.
cute little things. And I remember we had some in Hamilton, and I loved it. I posted that, and I also posted an A&W one. I posted just a couple of fun ones that I thought were quite nice. Like I was actually blown away. I watched one that I posted about RC Cola, and I was actually surprised at how much groundbreaking stuff RC Cola actually did. And this video showed me that because honestly, I used to drink RC Cola when I lived, when I just moved out of my parents' place. And well, I actually lived in the apartment above it, but I was still paying my own rent and stuff. So times were tough. So RC Cola I used to buy because honestly it was cheap. You could buy a big 2 liter for 99 cents. I liked cola at the time, as you can tell. And RC was cheap. Coke sometimes you pay $2, but you do what you can when you're living on your own. You do what you
Right.
can. So I'd always have RC Cola on the ready. And so I have a respect for RC Cola. now I'm flush with money, so now it's just Coke all the time here and chocolate milk.
That's right.
But anyhow, I was actually surprised that a lot of stuff that I thought Coke did first was actually all stuff RC did. So
Oh.
I posted it and I thought it would be fun. And not many people watched it. Or if they did, they didn't like it or they didn't put a like, and that's okay. I just hope people found it. And I actually hope they found that site. And I continue to post. I will continue to post. Just because I find it's everything what Mondo Nostalgia stands for. But I work hard. I take pride in finding, music videos. I do a song of the day on Facebook. I try to find, humorous stuff. I try to find, do it yourself craft projects, as
Yeah.
I said, recipes, cocktails, with the amount of cocktail stuff I put on there, and I recently discovered the amount of songs about drinking. Most people would probably think I'm a raging alcoholic, and I don't even touch the stuff.
Yeah.
So sometimes I see these cocktails and I'm like, wow, I want to try that. And I don't drink. So I'm off on a tangent. But anyhow, so I post all this stuff. So I sometimes find this stuff and I post it. Then I'll just post something that I saw on another page that just made me smile. And it goes crazy. Like people are liking it, people are commenting it. And here I get into Count Devula makeup. I make content. And all I have to do is put a picture of something that people love, and it's blowing up. And when I say blowing up on my site, I'm saying like 20 plus
Oh
hits.
yeah.
And I'm proud of that on Facebook.
Yeah.
So recently it's happened twice, and I have to bring them up because, hey, it would make me happy if just mentioning this again would bring it up. And if you want to see pictures of them, go to my Facebook page.
That's right.
I put a picture of Laura Secord pudding but in the metal container. Now, for you older people, you remember that pudding was in a metal container. Do you remember?
Yes. Yes. We
Yes,
had little metal pudding cups that
right.
ripped it off. Yeah.
So now you get them in plastic,
Yeah.
and it's just not the same.
No.
And you pull off the piece of paper, and there's your pudding.
Yeah.
But back in the day, we had these metal,
Yeah.
and I put a picture of this, and people went nuts for it. Like they're commenting, they're liking, they're loving, they remember it.
Yes.
People are sharing stories, which is exactly what I want Mondo Nostalgia to do. But it makes me laugh when I find these beautiful video essays and stuff, and all people want to see is, oh, I remember that pudding.
But it
Now,
was
one of
pretty
my
that good pudding, so.
right, and one of my most famous things about it was what I love to see people saying that they had that same experience. And I remember you'd be opening it and
Mhm.
you'd open up the tin
Yeah.
and I would lick it, especially if it's chocolate. Okay,
Oh yeah.
I was a chubby kid. Nothing's changed since then. And I needed to eat all that chocolate, and
Yeah,
there's a
you
lot
can't
of
waste
it.
it.
So I would always lick the metal lid, and my mother would always seem to be coming around a corner when I did, and she would literally be going, "You're gonna cut your tongue!" And did you have this experience?
Oh
Like, did
yeah.
you lick the lid?
Yeah. Of course I licked the lid. I
I
mean.
didn't know you were a rebel like that.
Oh yeah. For chocolate anytime.
So anyhow, and so many people said the same thing. I'd always get in trouble for licking the lid. Now, I've never met anyone that ever cut themselves, but I'm sure it happened. But
Wow.
trust me, everything scared me as a kid. I was very careful, but I was thorough. I was licking it. I would show you my technique, but I don't want to get you excited. And I'm talking to not just Corda, but I'm talking to all of you out there.
Of course.
So anyhow, the pudding blew up, and I was laughing because I told Heather and Mike, I go, I swear, I put a picture of pudding up, and I literally, everybody wants to talk about pudding. Sorry, it just makes me laugh to think about it. Recently, it's happened again, and I have to thank I like giving shout outs, so I want to thank my friend Rob Newberry. Uh, uh, he he actually, I think, got this ball rolling because I don't recognize a lot of the names uh, that basically liked and commented on this one, but I recognize that they started happening after he moved. So I think I don't think he shared it, but I think people saw that he posted something on it, and I thank him for that because I got to send out a lot of invites, and that's a good thing too. And even if we just get one from it. But anyhow, we talked about this earlier, and you are not familiar with this.
No.
Okay. So what I posted was a picture. It was actually a meme that had a picture of those rolls of caps that were caps that you used to use in old cap guns. They were basically like a roll, and it was red, and they were black dots on each where it had, I guess, I don't know if it's actually gunpowder, but like a small something that is works
Okay.
like gunpowder. So it doesn't. It just makes a small little flash, and you used to put it in your old guns. This is even before my time, but like in the '60s, you could put it in your cap guns, and it would make a gun noise, but you'd hear like a pop, and it would like shooting a real gun. I wonder why they disappeared. So anyhow, what I remember that in the '70s when I grew up, you used to buy these, and um, I put this meme that said, if you remember these, you were old, or something like that. And people were liking it. But then Rob Newberry made a comment that I loved because I felt it too. And he put a comment that said, I can smell this just by looking at the picture or something. And
Mhm.
I could, because that's one of the things I did like, that burning smell you get.
Okay.
And after Rob said that, I swear all these people started commenting, liking it. This thing was rising in the numbers. It was beating out like product I worked my hard hands to the bone working on. And all I had to do was put a picture of caps. And I don't care. I'll take
Oh,
whatever hits I can get.
that's right.
And you know what? What liked about it most is it brings back a memory, and that's what Mondo Nostalgia tries to do. So I'm happy that other people are happy, and I only semi joke that it bothers me, but it does make me laugh. Now, I'll be honest, I actually was terrified of caps because, as
Oh,
I told you, as a kid, I was terrified. But this is where you talk about peer pressure. Because you could go to the variety store and everybody in my neighborhood on Fife Street was buying these caps,
okay.
and I honestly, um, they terrified me. And all we do, literally, this is what we do. This is the excitement that was the '70s. You know, kids need to be bombarded with something to do at all the times, and this was fun for us. And I'd rather have been buying Charlie's Angels cards or a bag of chips, but no, I felt that everybody was doing it. I had to spend my couple of cents on this. You'd get a roll of caps and you'd put like a rock on it to hold it. And then you'd take another rock or a penny or something, and then you would strike the black thing, and it would go pop with like maybe a light of like a little bit. It was like
Okay.
the most low budget fireworks you could actually get. Now, these things probably couldn't hurt you,
Probably not.
but for me as a kid who was afraid of everything, it freaked me out. But I'd still do it. And because it was like, hey, look, everybody else is doing it. And like, oh, look, sparks. And I just threw money away. But, you know, and then you'd smell it. Maybe we were getting high on it.
Oh,
I
maybe.
don't know. Maybe there was something like that. But when Rob said he could smell it, I absolutely love that he did because I definitely could smell it. And yeah, so if you want to go look at a picture of caps, that's on my Facebook as well. Anyhow, and as I said, recently I try finding anything and I put a picture up and it makes me laugh. So recently, as of like yesterday, I put a picture of Viewmaster, you know those plastic things,
Yeah.
and it's not getting the love.
Oh,
Maybe people haven't seen it yet,
I haven't
but
seen it yet, so.
I'm hoping Viewmaster gets some love, but so far not so much. Viewmaster has been around for a ludicrous amount of time, so I thought, yeah, maybe people will have a love for that.
Yeah.
If it gets a lot of love on a future happy hour, I'll bring out my old one because I still have the one I have as a kid, and I
Nice.
have lots of old reels that you used to put in, and you'd go.
Yep.
Honestly, it's probably as fun as Caps because you really didn't see that many pictures. You'd watch the movie, but
Yeah.
honestly, like as soon as VHS machines came, trying to watch Jurassic Park in like pictures is probably not the same as seeing them come to life. But you know what? They're still around. They're still around.
Yeah.
But right now, Viewmaster. So if you have a love for Viewmaster, head over to Facebook, give it a like, give it a love. And I will bring my old Viewmaster for show and tell on one of these
Yay.
happy hours because we should have show and tell.
That makes
You
sense.
know, yeah, because I don't like to exploit the fact that I have a lot of toys, even though like this is blatantly showing I have a lot of toys. But I don't want people to think that's all I'm about, and like just that you know I really like my toys and like to show them off a little bit. Okay, Winslow, it's time to go back and sleep. Go finish that cantata so we can open up the paradise.
That's right.
If you got that joke, you're my best friend. And if you didn't, you got homework to do. All right, where do you go from pudding cups and caps? Oh my God. One thing about doing Mondo Nostalgia is sometimes you feel old
Okay.
because I post things and then learn about stuff and go, oh my God, that's old. And I recently posted a movie that had an anniversary this past week, and I did the math, and it took a while. But I realized that this week, Top Gun turned 35 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I remember going to Top Gun opening weekend, and I remember I think I would have been 18 at the time. Yeah, I think I would have been 18. And I remember coming out of Top Gun absolutely feeling like a man because that movie has so much testosterone in it. I also remember falling madly in love with Tom Cruise.
Sure.
And are you a fan of Top Gun?
I like Top Gun. Yeah.
Have you seen it recently, or
Not recently, no.
no? It's not one you crank out every minute.
No. I'm not even sure if I actually own it. I'll have to check.
I can't see you owning Top Gun. You like musicals and Disney movies.
You never know. Top Gun is a good movie. Yeah.
It is. Top Gun's still in my top 10 movies
Yeah.
of all time, and I think a lot of people of my generation, it is still, if not in their top 10 movies, of a movie that makes them smile. And I just can't believe I'm not that old, am I?
No.
If I was 18, we don't have to do the math, but yeah, 35 years. Like, where is the time gone? Like, and I think one of the things that people love about Top Gun is not only did, women and guys, gay guys like me, fall in love with Tom Cruise, but I think straight guys kind of wanted to not only become jet fighter pilots, but they also wanted to be friends with Tom Cruise because he was just an awesome friend. And I think that's some of the love of that movie. And I think it's just like a feel good movie. I think, and it's funny, it's a movie that's dated, but not dated, if
Okay.
that makes sense. Thanks to the 80s electro pop soundtrack with, Kenny Loggins and Berlin and Cheap Trick and, all the artists on that, Of course, the Top Gun anthem, Sorry, I tried when I say the words Top Gun anthem, I can't help but want to do the copyright strike. Um, 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 if I sang it that good that they caught me on that, I'm honored actually. That. But the music makes it really dated. But I watched it a couple years ago, and I remember thinking though, some of the obviously the electronics and stuff are probably out of date. But clothes wise, it's not really out of date. Like you watch 80s movies and you
Yeah.
see like big hair, you see, shoulder pads, you see neon, you see pastel.
Leg warm.
But this movie is simple because you see military uniforms,
Yep.
dressy and undressy.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the guys just wear jeans and white t-shirts.
Yep.
And the woman Charlie in it, Kelly McGillis, we have to give a shout out because it wasn't all about Tom Cruise. Um, she wears like skirts and shoes and blouses, and so it was funny to me that I was getting such 80s vibes from it, but I also just felt, hey, you know what, a lot of the fashions look pretty still
Mm-hmm.
current because it's simple style.
Yeah.
But I think so many people love that movie just because what's not to love about that movie? It's just a lot of fun, and people can go and talk about the aerial, how they filmed things and how amazing it was and stuff. I will still spend hours talking about the volleyball scene. I think every movie should just have a shirtless volleyball scene. I love that in this machismo film, and it does. It feels like it was written with a penis. It was. It's very machismo. It is. It
It
is because it's guys being like talking smack to one another.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I should never use the word talking smack. I'm at the age that that doesn't work. I think most people should never use it. But it's also about a guy banging his instructor. Okay, falling in love. But let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Yep.
And everything, and then all of a sudden there's this homoerotic volleyball thing, which I think was major to the success of this movie because I think probably when it first came out a lot of women were dragged to this movie, and then they got to see all these good looking guys, and then this volleyball scene. uh,
Mm-hmm.
I think it did it for a lot of gay men in that, and I remember a friend of mine, Kevin Tom, was actually driving me home one day, and he actually asked me, "Could I ask you a question?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "What is it with you gay guys and Top Gun?" And I love that question
That is a
because
great
usually
one.
we get Wizard of Oz, but I love that Top Gun, and I was not offended by him asking me that.
No, that's brilliant.
And in fact, I respected him for it. And I said, "You know what? I think it's what we perceive what straight guy life would be like, and we kind of like it,
Mm-hmm.
but we like it from afar, like boobs." There's not a lot of gay men I know that don't enjoy a nice set of boobs. We don't necessarily want to touch them, we just want to admire them.
That's nice.
And we want to admire Tom Cruise and his good looking buddies, Anthony Edwards
Yep.
and Val Kilmer and all the other people in it. And yeah, I couldn't believe it. So, yeah, I had to give a little love today for Top Gun. Maybe I'll have to go and watch it again. I still love the soundtrack, Take me to the danger zone anytime you like, Kenny Loggins. And Take My Breath Away, I still think is one of my favorite movie ballads of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And I will stand by that until the day I die. So, what have you been watching lately to keep busy? I guess you watch pretty much what I watch.
Yeah, what are you watching? RuPaul mostly.
And before you people judge us, she lives in my apartment building.
Yes.
She's a single mom, so she is allowed to come because she is a part of my bubble. So
Yes.
please do not judge us. Judge
It's
us, please, please. So we have watched a lot of RuPaul. I've been watching a lot of horror movies and stuff. But I every once in a while want to change it up a bit. And I recently watched a movie. I don't even know why I'm going to even talk about this. Well, but I guess if I gave so much time to Top Gun, no, what Top Gun is far superior than this movie. But one morning I woke up and I didn't feel like doing anything. I just felt like making some breakfast and just putting a movie on. And I woke up saying, I feel like looking at Emilio Estevez,
okay.
as many of us do. And I don't know why. And out of all the movies I could have chose, Breakfast Club, Maximum Overdrive, I decided I have never actually sat through the whole first movie of The Mighty Ducks. And I don't know why, because I've never had a desire to see The Mighty Ducks. I know it was quite popular. I think I saw bits and pieces with my nephew, Sean. I think when we went camping, he put one on, but I don't remember any of it. So I'm thinking he might have put on the sequel or one of the other ones. But I remember that we didn't get through the whole movie. I don't know if we were playing a game or we just got tired and went to bed. So I decided I was going to put on The Mighty Ducks. I thought it's a sports film. It's probably got a positive ending. I
Yeah.
would have watched it a lot sooner if I found there was some negative ending or something like that. But I thought I could use a little bit of a rah, you
Yes.
know. So honestly, I put on The Mighty Ducks, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a shout out. Even though I watched some other great horrors and that, because I went into it reminding myself this was not made for my age group.
Yeah.
Okay, this is for kids.
Yes.
And I know, and if you're an adult, I'm not trying to insult you, but it is made for kids.
Yeah.
There's going to be fart jokes. There's going to be lots of like, so I went into this knowing that this was not made for my demographic. And I actually found that I enjoyed it. There was a lot more heart to it. And I kind of knew there probably was going to be. And I also I think it was probably in my head because I recently did a misunderstood movies for Maximum Overdrive, and I remembered how much I actually enjoyed Emilio Estevez. And so I think that's why he was on my head. And I think I picked the Mighty Ducks because everybody's been talking about the Mighty Ducks. Well, not everybody, but it's been out in the public more because Disney Plus has the new game where they saw that Cobra Kai with Karate Kid was doing good, that they decided to bring Emilio Estevez back and um,
Okay.
and do the Mighty Ducks as a new TV show
Okay.
again. Now, you got to remember, I forgot just how big the Mighty Ducks were. Well, first of all, Disney bought a actual hockey team and called them the Mighty Ducks, which I think that was probably the reason I stayed away. And I don't know why, because I'm not big into hockey, but I thought Disney's really going to name a major league team after a movie,
Yeah.
like a kids movie.
Mhm.
And that's fine. If you're a Duck fan, I'm not putting you down in any way. Absolutely not. But anyhow, I forgot how big the franchise was. So for those of you who know, when I watch a movie, I tend to research it after. And I forgot how big this movie was. It spawned two sequels, and it also spawned an animated series where ducks actually played hockey.
Okay.
That seems a little too high concept for me, so I might avoid that one. I might actually avoid the sequels too, even though I don't know. You never know. I should never say never.
Sure.
And the one of the lead kids in it is Joshua Jackson, who
Oh,
is in all three movies, and he is you probably know him as Pacey on Dawson's Creek,
yeah.
and that was his first start in that, and he's become a really great actor, and I hear he's either back with the Mighty Ducks on the TV series or he's going to make a guest appearance or something. As I said, Cobra Kai is going to do this for a lot of TV shows
Yeah.
now, where they're going to go back and do TV shows for it. But yeah, and this show is seeing a bit of a resurgence again. And I have to say, I actually thought the movie was quite good. I actually thought the script was good. There is parts that were silly, and I was just like,
Of course. Yeah.
but I have also seen horror movies or critically acclaimed films that I have done this.
I
So I
love
said,
I love
what?
that you keep putting the Mighty Ducks in with horror movies. I just I know you've been watching the horror movies and the Mighty Ducks, but it just seems like it should all fit together there.
Well, I knew I must have been in a weird headspace because there's a scene where Emilio is telling them that they're changing the name to the Ducks.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, Ducks? You don't name, and Emilio's telling all the virtues of a duck. And
Okay.
I'm sitting there like I'm watching high drama going, oh, yeah. Yeah, I never realized ducks.
Oh.
And, here in Canada, if this was a Canadian movie, we'd call them the geese
Yeah, oh yeah, because they're
because the geese are scary as hell. You
yes.
know, the geese are like, as I saw a recent meme, are like the velociraptors. Velociraptor? Velociraptors.
Yeah, the Velociraptors.
Anyhow, that they're scary. Like for those of you who do not know Canadian geese, you're like one of our American fans. These things have attitudes, like seagulls, but seagulls are almost easygoing compared to the Canadian geese. They just walk around, shit on everything, and say, "This is my country."
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so if this was a Canadian version, the Mighty Geese, I want to make that movie. I don't know why,
That would be a
but
fun
I'm
movie.
sitting there like, oh man, that's good, that's good. And there's so many moments that I really liked in this movie, and I'm going to give it a bit of a shout out. And I also thought it was weird I'm watching a hockey movie with the start of summer coming, but of course this is Canada where we have like a hockey season.
Yeah,
Well, I guess it's all over North America, but the hockey season goes for what seems like 9 or 10 months now.
probably.
So yeah, so I'm gonna give a little shout out to the Mighty Ducks, and I'm being very nice. But I finally got to see the Evil Dead 2, and I do definitely want to talk about that because I I really like the Evil Dead series. I've become a late in life fan of it. I actually saw Army of Darkness first and didn't like it. And then I finally saw the first Evil Dead, which I loved. And then I saw the second, which I also loved. So now I think I'll understand the third one, which is Army of Darkness. And I'm very excited to see it. But yeah, I'll talk about them in another time because these movies just bug nuts. And I can see why Bruce Campbell has such a fan base
Mhm.
because honestly, yeah, really great stuff. Uh, Anyhow, the weekend's coming up. As I've mentioned, we're getting into our Shameless Plugs territory soon. Shameless Plugs is basically where I'm going to just talk about upcoming shows. So if you're watching this in the first weekend that we post it, these dates will mean something. But if you don't, well, you can go back and watch what's coming up. It's just going to be
You don't have
you
to wait at all then. Yeah.
know, sometimes I think I'm in a space ball just because when they watch the video and they're talking, is this now, is this then, and then sometimes I try to not talk about the future, but it's the happy hour. I'm going to talk about things that make me happy, and when I make new content that makes me happy. So let's talk about that. But I was talking about yeah, we got some great things coming up for you next week on Wednesday, May 19th. We should have a Devlin Bishop show. Now, some of you might be thinking, are you doing a Devlin show now and a happy hour? Well, I don't know. We have to still talk about if the happy hour worked. I'm enjoying it very
I'm
much
enjoying it.
because I love talking. Porta likes watching me talk.
Yeah.
And if anybody shows any interest, one person shows one interest in wanting to watch me talk, then this will probably go on for a little bit.
Yeah.
What we've decided is the Devlin Bishop show will now be exclusively for interviews and specialty episodes. So, like recently, I did the worst sequels of all time.
Yeah.
If we find a topic that we want to talk about and we don't want to look at the time,
Yeah.
then we're going to do that on the Devlin Bishop show. So you're not going to get a Devlin Bishop show every week. We should actually have one this May 19th. I don't want to promote it because sometimes our guests they do follow through, but we should have two guests on it and be talking about a very, very awesome thing that's coming up. I'm sorry to be vague talking. I won't do it with any of the other stuff. But yeah, so May 19th, we should have the Devlin Bishop show. On May 20th, we will have another Misunderstood Movies because we've been hitting them almost every week and I love doing them. And on May 20th, Thursday, May 20th, we'll be having Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. This is one of my favorite installments, and it is one that I have had to basically defend all my life. And until Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came, this was considered the worst in the series. But Temple of Doom's gotten a pass, and I talk about it in my next Misunderstood Movies. We are coming up to our Victoria Day weekend here in Canada, and because we're quarantined, there's not a lot going on. So you have a lot of time to catch a lot of this stuff. And I'm happy to say on Friday, May 21st, we
Yeah.
have another Count Devula short. This one is a fun little thing, and I won't give it away, but it's about Girl Scout camping. Okay, I gave it away, but
Yeah, you totally.
it's fun, and I think it was one of my favorites to do. Count Daviela has a great time with it, and it's just a lot of fun, and that will be Friday, May 21st. On Saturday, May 22nd, of course, it's Saturday, you'll get our regular trivia. I realize we haven't actually worked on that yet, and I
We
need
should
to
do
come
that.
over. Yeah,
Yeah.
we better do that because it's going to be a picture one. And I forgot that I'm so ahead on my trivia that I forgot to come over and I have to
And
work with
actually
it.
get the pictures, yeah.
So we'll do that this weekend, but I'll promote it because I'm confident that you can put it
Oh yeah,
together
we'll get
fast.
it done, I'm sure.
And also on May 22nd, we may have we'll have a talk and decide if we're going to do another one of these. If there's enough to talk about, we will. And we're going to have one of our online dance parties. Now, some of you might be wondering what I'm talking about, or you've seen it. Now, if you were on my Facebook, either my personal page or my Mondo Nostalgia page, you probably know what these are. I have been doing these things a lot. We're doing movie nights, we're doing thing, and if you don't know how to get there, if you are somebody who knows us through YouTube and are interested in coming, basically we just take you to a page and for 2 hours we play music videos. This is an actual dance party, so you will see music videos from all decades, all styles, and it's just fun up music. Now there's a chat room that you can come in and talk with us, or you can move your furniture and actually dance. You can even just sit there and watch the videos. Normally, I've been offering this on Facebook, but if you were watching this and you're a YouTube thing, what you should do is go to Facebook and go there and check the Mondo Nostalgia page because it actually works great together. And that will tell you all the online stuff we're doing. And this summer, we're going to even do even more of it. And so on Saturday, May 22nd, to celebrate Canada's Victoria Day weekend, we're going to do a dance party. And they're a lot of fun. And you don't have to dance because you're watching. But if you like to dance, I'll give you reasons to dance. I'll make you dance.
We should
Um,
say, hey,
yes.
if they don't have Facebook, they can always comment below on this, and we'll still try and find a way to get an invite to them for the meeting.
Nice, very good.
Yeah,
That's why you do this.
yeah. There we
Yeah,
go.
they're a lot of fun, and we definitely recommend them because every night you can binge watch, you can do whatever you want, but these are like little isolated. Now, if you follow YouTube, you probably see that we sometimes post the whole playlist after we've shown it. But it's much more fun to watch it live because we have people in the chat room that are great people that talk about what they're watching. We have a good laugh, maybe sometimes share experiences of concerts or what these artists mean to us, or just talk about anything. It's really a lot of fun and it's educational too.
Oh yeah.
And of course, on Sunday, May 23rd, I don't really promote these a lot, but this one I will. We have the Sunday Funnies. Now, for those of you who don't watch it, and I know some of you do, we basically show a cartoon and a serial, and I think people enjoy it. And the reason I'm bringing this one up is because we have a specialty one that's just going to be an extended long Popeye cartoon
Yeah.
and another short. But the reason I'm mentioning it is some people, I think, put Sunday Funnies on and see, oh, we're on chapter 10. I missed all the other chapters. Now, you could easily go to Mondo Nostalgia and get that information.
Yeah.
But if you want to start a serial soon, the next week on the 29th, we are starting a brand new Flash Gordon serial that will be awesome. And if you want to start with any kind of the 12-part, 15-part serials, Flash Gordon with Buster Crab is one of the best ones to get into. They're a lot of fun. I actually would love to do a watch party going back and watching some of the old ones, like half-hour ones, because
Cool.
they're so much fun to talk and joke about, but they're just fun to grab a bowl of cereal and just enjoy. So lots of great stuff coming on, and you want to know it. Unfortunately, we are going to try to make commercials for some of these coming up, and put them on the YouTube page because we want people to start coming out to not only the dance parties. We've got decade watch parties, so we might do it 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. We've done a whole bunch of these great. We've got specialty ones about celebrating the movies or everything British. And I know we're going to do a Canada one soon.
Yes.
And Thursday nights, we are going to do cult movies. So every Thursday night, well, I shouldn't promote that, but I'm hoping that in
Hopefully.
every Thursday night at 8, we now have cult movies. And our happy hour is coming to an end. I'm exhausted. I feel like I ran a marathon,
Yeah.
but
I've
I
just
got
been
everything I
watching.
wanted.
Yeah.
What was that?
I've just been watching, so I'm good.
Yeah, everything I've wanted to talk about is been absolutely great. And I got it out. And I have to say, first of all, don't judge us if this goes 1 hour and 1 minute. Just be happy you got an extra minute of happy.
That's right.
Let us know what you thought of this show, if you enjoyed it, and if you felt like we were just here. Comment on any of the topics we talked about. Definitely check out any of the things on my Facebook or YouTube channel because, yeah, we cross promote. That's what we do here. And let us know if you enjoyed it and had fun or what you think we should change about it. And I want to take this time to right now tell you that thank you. I know time is very precious. And the fact that you took the time to press this and watch us right to the end means so much to me. So I want to end by just saying be strong, be safe, be beautiful, be kind, and most importantly, be here next week for the Mondo Nostalgia Happy Hour. Take care.